guys, welcome to the stream of EWCC 2026. Alright, so this is my game project of this is how I make. As you can see, there's a car, the Pople. See, pretty neat. This is from my winter car game. So I see how to whatever game feels. Also, we need to maximize. So I just started on project on February 18. So I'll show you how the game looks like. As you can see, I just make a simple track, a nice track. So with some different assets from parameter car controller, some skid marks and a particle system. Pretty cool, huh? Also, I just didn't have made some day night skybox. You can see the sky was a little bit blendy, so maybe I fix it. Oh, all right. This should be games so will include some ice track races and rally sprint stages. So I just I didn't make some rally stages, but I'll make it so with some different cars, match the gaffer and okay. All right. So I have some. I just made it some. This is my project I just make. Has some assets, some other things stuff. Let's see. Let's see what I'll check it. So also the textures. And these cars, there's this model. I'll show you. Let's see. I'll test some cars so you can see some vehicles I got. So this is this one, and this is this car. So I'm gonna test this car here so you can see. I'll show you. It's kind of like a Coastal Mark II from my winter car stuff. Pretty cool, huh? So I think I'm gonna test dry on this vehicle. I just made a model here in Blender, car model in Blender, and this is a reference from, I just generated from models from Copilot 3D, turning the image into 3D to make a little bit low poly as possible. So I just made it last year in EWCC 2025, last year. But now, in this year, EWCC 2026 is now in game development. Works in progress. Oh, it just slipped. Maybe add some change camera functions, like by pressing C key. I didn't add it, so I'll show you guys in a moment. So I'll show you this in the main mini script. So I'll show you guys. I just made it this prototype. Here's the title screen. European Winter Car Championship 2026. You can see solo, multiplayer, leaderboards, options, and exit. You can see the options here: gameplay, display graphics, and I didn't add it. So if we go to solo, you can see some quick race, time trial, career, and free roam. I didn't add it, so maybe I had some more changes to add some more details to the game. Then we have multiplayer. You can pick one: offline multiplayer or online multiplayer. Offline multiplayer, you have to have, if you have a friend or a family, if you play one-on-one in online multiplayer, you have to create some public or private game for a server. There's a leaderboard, so I didn't add some leaderboards. Maybe some future added some leaderboard for all the stages and the rest stages. And we have options and gameplay, controls, data, display graphics, sound, and credits. Maybe we should add some icons here. So, okay guys. So, alright guys. So this is a basic main menu, so it's really unfinished. But if I'm gonna make some more tracks, so I set up an environment here. I just start playing some stuff. I just have games I'm working on this. You can see you can blend some. This is a night sky, and this should be a day sky. Day and night blend. Exposure to 1, or it should be, if you have a darkest, so can intensity to 1, so it's kind of pretty cool, but I'll go with this one. So the day is what you looking neat. Okay, so I'll show you in Blender. So I had to just hang on tight. Alright, here's a model I made. This is a Coastal Mark II from my rental car. I just made some paints here. Yeah, you can see I have some other categories and collections I just modeled. So you can see I have some reference like this from the 3D generated AI model from Copilot. They just generate for the reference. You can see I have this a boucle from my rental car, but it's looking different. But I show you this, and this is car I just modeled for the first time. So if I want to import this car model here to this, I'll show you what the ice track will look like. So this is the ice track I made. So if I just see, I just made an ice track that looks like inspired from my rental car. You see, it's just a little bit laggy. So it's solid mode. So you see some track I just created here, some basic ice track. And for music, I'm just using Suno. So what he did here, so you can see I have some music. So if I have to listen, sounds good. I just made some music here using Suno for making for soundtracks to sound engaging, some blazing, some Eurobeat and Euro house, Eurobeat, classic rock, techno. Some other stuff. I just made another. Let's take a listen. Right. I made lots of music, as you know. Alright. If I just make a model of kind of like a chorus drift, the chorus drift model here, I think so. So if I just make it some chorus like, this is all the collections like. Well, you want to create a new collection if you want to add some more vehicle, like a rivet. Is that all, or rivet or racing rivet. I just call it racing rivet. So you can see the rivet here. This kind of like a slop rivet, but it need had some scaling, like the wheels. Match the wheels here. You can see, guys, if I just move it up here to fit like in a game here, this is gonna be a racing rivet. A racing rivet. This is under, so if I just make a model here, I just make for model for purpose, so I just see the wheel reference here. I think you go with the rivet, so you can see, guys, so I just made a model here, the rivet model here. So let's set down this value here. So let's see if it's scaling up. So do you want to fit this the wheel here? Let's see the match the wheel here. Just a little bit closer to match it there. There we go. This should look like this size here. But I just make a low poly. This model. The rivet is about let's see if I just get a model the rivet here. What I did here, I just make a simple plane here. I just made a simple plane. Like this. For the game. So what I did here, so I just grab that and place it in there like this. To make it low poly as possible. So I'll show you guys why I just made it as a rivet model. So for the game. So we're gonna add a shrink. So I'll add this one. It's kind of like a C, so Okay. Maybe add some tracks. So in the future, so this is just behind the scenes. So I just make it so. So do you see, guys? Maybe add some subdivisions. Shall I show you what you just made? I just made a pretty simple model. So you can see what I just made. So you see, I just made a wheel arches here. You can see the rear model here. Maybe add some edge. A little bit edge here. Of this car. And also to have some rear mirrors here. Some mirrors for that car. Let's see. It's not quite there. Not really. So I just make it a small for that car. I mean, for the game. I think it's looking. Subdivide. So this is my plan for making this. Well, I don't know when we'll release. Maybe on sometimes in spring or March or April. I don't know. If I just have to get finished the game here. So last year I just published on EWCC 25 in April 22 last year. It took a challenge to program and making some things better and polish the game like this, but it was quite a challenge, so I did it. So I helped AI a lot to help to. I just asked the ChatGPT to help the code the scriptable audios like lab systems something, and also the menu is kind of a little bit tricky. Like a championship mode, it's quite tricky for like a save mode using JSON script file. If I have to save and continue the progress for just being left off. I just make it a bit real arches to look. I just model simple rivets, so so you guys requested this racing rivets from the comments and the sports Sorbat in the comments. Yeah, 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 I know. To make it look a bit neat. So I just had to show in the tutorials how to model a car in Blender from the tutorials. I just use it this way here to snap it in some verses here. Okay. Just made it this small here. So the rivet looks like I had this some muscle car, kind of like an American muscle. So it's a little bit hard to model the rivet. The rivet. It's yeah, it's quite challenging. You know, the rivet model from my winter car. It's a little bit quite a challenge, and make it low poly as possible without having some of the other poly counts. For this game company, it's Baltic Drift Studio, so formerly it's Element Games. So I just rename it, so rebranded it, because the name is a little bit odd. So I just renamed it and rebranded it. It takes a while to develop. I just want to make it look simple. A little simple. So about locally modeling to look like a retro game. It takes a little bit challenging. Oh boy. Well, I just made it a little bit simple. I just keep it all simple. I had to keep it simple, but the model is a little bit bulky, so maybe I have to modify it later. Now this model is a little bit bulky. You see, guys, it's a little bulky. Since I'm using a shrink wrap modifier to make this model, just adding some arches, so of this model, a little bit space in there, so it's a little bit off. Maybe I had to make it a bit detailed for that. So I show you guys how I just model the rivet. No. I just make it low poly as possible to fit in the game. Okay. Okay. Well. Well, there's a little bit of bad topology here. Maybe add a loop cut here. Or maybe just a knife tool. A knife tool to cut it in there. I think this looks fine. Let's look a little bit fine here. Just make some quads here. Yeah. Now has some more details, complex details here. Because the rivet has some little bit complex details. You see, it's a little bit complex. Since I was a game developer, since I started in 2022. For the first time. Okay. Maybe it's this one maybe to look like. It's a little bit complex. You see? It's a little bit complex. The rivet model. Because I just get added in game here. and see how it feels like. If I just tune up some more power here. Like a railway dry racing cars. Railway dry cars. A little bit space. Because I just generate it from Copilot, and let's see the details. If I just make this like a bonnet, the bonnet there. That's a little bit complex. You see, guys, the complex model. Well, it takes a long time to make the game, to make a model. months. I tested so lots of months and weeks and days and weeks, and it takes a long time with just things like prototyping stuff, some testing and some tweaks, and yeah, some of the tweaks and testing and debugging stuff, because this was not fun. It takes a little bit of time to make, very long time to make. Take a couple of hours and days and weeks and months. Yeah, months. Because I was using Unity 6, because this is a newest version. Because Unity 5 is an old version, because it's a little bit old input systems, because it may be struggle with controls here in the game. Just to make it a bit tuck in this. You see, guys, I'm selecting vertices to make it center by pressing this one, 0 out. Should make clicking here. So we're almost finished this low poly rivet, guys. We're just making a game, so hopefully. The underside is a little bit complex, so I just make it a little bit simply enough. Of this model here. Maybe it should release sometimes in spring season this year, maybe, or maybe just let's see. Yeah, it's looking good. So guys, this is quite a challenge of making a game here. It takes quite a challenge. Well, to make a low poly rivet, so that I can add in a game here and feel like it should be EWCC 2026 sometimes. I just make sure it's clipping, so that's snug it in there. And also when I finish the model, so I show you what does your game look like. We have a soundtrack on it. We're racing game soundtrack on it. Some AI generated music. Well, just a little bit. Maybe a control. This model is look a bit odd. It's a little bit odd. Why is this odd? This rivet is a little bit odd. You see, guys? A little bit odd. I don't know, where is this looking odd? Well, I should leave it like that, so I have had to leave it like that. So I just, what I did here, I'll show you what I did here. Just have the sampling head there, and go to mirror modify here, enable clipping here. I want to scale the X0 here, so that stick with it there. So when I'm tweaking a bit, so the rivet should not look like this. So I'll show you what I just made, what I just did here. Just had to look at this model here. It's a little bit, you see it's a little bit weird. A little weird. Just had to tweak it, this model here. This model here. It's a little bit weird. You see, guys? A little weird. Just had to tweak a bit. So I think, well, I don't know. It should be Android, or I just publish on PC. And for web games, for my body game Drift Studio itch.io page, I have this. It's enough to. So I had to tweak a bit this model. It's a little bit messy. A little bit messy. I should have to remove only faces here. Just have to improve it. So see, guys. I'll show you. Okay. Yeah, much better. I need to save without losing any progress here. Okay. That's a little bit. I need to have to tweak a bit. So I need to slide this in there, like this. Slide in there. Need to have the loop cut in there. Loop cut in there. I just had to learn in Blender. So I just had to learn to blend a lot. Helped in from tutorials, from the video tutorials on YouTube, how I can model the car. So I just follow along. It went fine here, so went very well. So I just have to, and a lot of poly modeling, something like this. I think this loop cut should not work. I need to find something. another way too. That's not gonna work because of that thing. Because of that thing. You have to problem solve that. Just have to make a problem solving to solve the problem, because I just have an average problem solver from the geometry, this model. I'll show you how you guys what you just make. Not even close. That's why I have to snap. Just had to snap in there. Ooh. No. Maybe I just could just select it here. It's not gonna work. Well, it's a little bit tricky, so let's make that to merge. How can I merge it? No. Merge at center. Okay. So it can be a little bit tricky. A little bit tricky. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. Guys, tell you what you're seeing there. So you see it. If I just model the car, the wheel arches. Because I don't have F2 add-on, so I like to do it model like this way here. But it takes some time to model, a little bit time consuming about a car modeling for the game. Then I'll show you how the soundtrack will look like in the game. Okay, that's pretty much it. Or maybe you just have to scale. Maybe you have to scale a bit. I'll show you guys. Scaling the edges here. I'll show you how I can make it scale here. See? Flat. Look. Flat. So okay, maybe we should merge. Why not? First. So you guys requested it, racing rivet for the game. So I just will make a game a bit soon, and then make rally sprint stages. I'll show you in the shorts, like in the YouTube channel, Baltic Drift Studios. This is my game company. This make for this for H.io. I'm not using Steamworks because it's too expensive. To cost about $100 to join, so it's quite expensive. But I had to save some money for that before making the games in the future. But if one would ask, is it should be released on Steam or itch.io? I think just itch.io is better. You have to stick with itch.io because I prefer that. So I prefer to release on itch.io. Instead. So we're almost finished. And look at that. Look at that, guys. It's Rivet. Look at it, guys. I made a rivet. See? I'm not gonna make through, so I'm gonna stick with this Unity game here. Alright guys, so I'll show you what it should look like. Like in it, I'll show you a simple what this should look like. I have some let's see, I have some music here, so I have some music here, rock, oh yeah, I have some techno, let's start with this one. Okay, I'll start with this one. So I fix this on this one, spatially this one. No. Okay. I'll show you guys what it should look like in a BGM. Before I end the stream here, oh yeah, right guys. So this is a EWCC 2026 live stream on YouTube and Twitch. The game company I just is Baltic Drift Studios. So guys, stay tuned for upcoming next game development vlogs there. Some other stuff. I just had to add details for the game here, like the lab system, opponents, time trials and free roams and career mode, some other stuff. So thank you for joining me to my stream. So if you had any questions, so just let me know in the Discord server, so I will be happy. So I put a Discord link in the description if you want to join me. and see how we can set you for the next vlog for planning for the next game development. So this game is inspired by my winter car, some kind of like jockey's car, like folk race cars. So guys, so I'm gonna end the stream today, so thanks for watching. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for a video or maybe some live stream. So I'll catch you later.